is the questions that every law-abiding citizen of this country must. Are our MLAs up for sale? Is money power now deciding even Rajya Sabha polls? Should disqualification laws be made more stringent? Just some of the questions we'll raise on our face-off now, because Gaurav Bhatia, the BJP's strongman spokesperson with us, Pawan, Khera, the Congress's strongman spokesperson with us. Appreciate both of you joining us on the face-off. Gaurav Bhatia, you might have heard the BJP is being accused of playing dirty. You have money, power, agency bhi hamare saath hai, paisa bhi hamare saath hai, is what the opposition accuses the BJP of. Your response, are you using money, power and agency power to target the opposition and win the Rajya Sabha election, sir?
राजदीप, पैसा तो महावसूली अघाड़ी के पास है. They are the ones where the former Home Minister, Mr. Anil Deshmukh, gave a target of 100 crore to Sachin Wade to collect per month for the Mahavasuli Aghadi. But the point that you've raised, and I was hearing the earlier spokespersons, I would like to raise very basic questions. The first is, if there is any charge against our party, in Maharashtra, the government is theirs. The police, why is it not acting? They should act as per law, arrest people who are indulging in horse trading, but the reality is different, and I'll tell you. Let me first cite the example of Rajasthan. And this doesn't come as a sarcasm, but I genuinely feel people like Pawan Khera are very worthy to be in the Rajya Sabha. I read his tweet, but it's a genuine compliment to my friend, not sarcasm, Pawan bhai. You tell me, Rajdeep, 6 BSP MLAs, did they not defect to Congress? They did, right? Was it money power? Was it muscle power? Was it influencing coercion? And these 6 BSP MLAs now have been issued a whip by the BSP to vote in favor of an independent candidate. For Maharashtra, let me give you the numbers. The Congress party and the Mahavasuli Aghadi in Maharashtra, by fielding an additional candidate, is short by 27 votes. 27, mark that number. So Rajdeep, where will they get this number of 27? In Rajasthan, they are short by almost 15 votes. I am asking, where will they get these 15 votes from? Because the calculation is simple. You cannot have new MLAs. So these are the questions you should be asking to the Congress.
I'll ask them, but sir, you didn't answer my question. You are supporting. No, 1 minute now, sir. You did not support the. You are supporting an independent candidate in Rajasthan who's a media baron. You are supporting an independent candidate in Haryana who's a media baron. Effectively, you are urging independent MLAs or floating MLAs to cross-vote. I asked you a question. Are you denying that the BJP is using money power, agency power to get MLAs to switch side? Yes or no? And then I'll go to Pawan. I'm asking you a direct question. Are you telling me the BJP is not using money power? You're not backing people who have money power in this election?
You know, Rajdeep, on a lighter note, you should not be having any grudge against media barons, because I think the most powerful media baron is you. You are supported by so many people. As long as the candidates that we feel.
अरे सर कहाँ सुभाष चंद्र गोयल, कहाँ सुभाष चंद्र गोयल, कहाँ कार्तिकेय शर्मा और कहाँ एक पत्रकार? These are barons, sir. These are barons. My point is, you are not answering my question. Have you propped them up because you know they have the money power?
You interrupted me. I said this on a lighter note.
Yes.
Okay. So, Rajdeep, I said that on a lighter note, but I will answer. For Rajasthan, let me tell you, we fielded one candidate. We still have 30 spare votes. It's not your case that we fielded an extra. We have to support the last candidate are lesser than the votes that the other party, the Congress in this case, has. So, under the preferential voting system, it is the party which has the spare votes that would win. We decided to support an independent candidate that is not equivalent to horse trading. Rather, the question that I asked on BSP MLAs defecting to Congress, I am asking about Maharashtra. I can also tell you, in Haryana, there are 2 Congress MLAs that are missing and they are not with the party. You know the reason? Because they feel that the party is fielding outsiders and they are not happy with the decision that has been taken over a video conference. So when they have their own problems, why should anybody interfere?
Okay, let me ask that. No, let me answer you.
The Congress needs to sort it out.
You know, that's a question, Pawan Khera, which is a good one to start with you, because the fact, Pawan Khera, is the BJP is fishing in the troubled waters of the Congress. They know that in Rajasthan, in Haryana, there have been restive MLAs. The BJP is fishing in troubled waters in Maharashtra because there are Shiv Sena MLAs who are allegedly restive. If your MLAs cannot have to be taken to resorts to ensure their loyalty, why blame the BJP?
Rajdeep, first of all, I thank my worthy colleague Gaurav Bhatia. And I'm sure, Gaurav, you yourself are worthier to go to the Rajya Sabha rather than GVL or Jafar. But maybe your turn will come with me. We'll go to the Rajya Sabha together, I'm sure. I don't know which party will you be in, but I'll be in the Congress. Rajdeep, I must tell you, it's very easy for you, to say, "Aapne resort mein kyun rakha?" I'll read out 2 lines from the book written by Mr. Shanta Kumar, a tall BJP leader. His book called Nij Path Ka Avichal Panthi. I don't know if you've read it. I'm reading it currently. Only and only a power-based party. BJP is now only and only a power-based party. This is not me. Mr. Shanta Kumar is saying this. And is getting involved in the buying and selling of MLAs. I wonder, leaders such as Deen Dayal Upadhyay are probably shedding tears wherever they may be. This book came out earlier this year. It's a brilliant book. I recommend Gaurav Bhatia should also read it and send a copy to Mr. Narendra Modi also, unless he's already read it. This is coming from a senior leader of the BJP. So, Rajya Sabha, Rajdeep.
Is this the answer, Rajdeep?
Let him reply.
It started. I didn't interrupt you, Gaurav.
Go ahead. Pawan.
We can fight in Rajya Sabha together. No, let's not fight here.
Go ahead.
Rajdeep, this started with Mr. Ahmed Patel's election. Rajya Sabha did not normally witness such scenarios where people are being put in, and it's not a happy visual when it comes on television. Whichever party does it, nobody likes it, as Sachin rightly said. This is not what we would like to do. But यथा राजा तथा प्रजा, भाई हम तो प्रजा हैं, हमारे राजा ये शाह और शहनशाह ये जिस तरह की संस्कृति लाए हैं इस देश में, अब हमें भी उसी संस्कृति में उनको जवाब देना है।
आप डायरेक्ट पवन खेरा, you are making a direct accusation claiming that the BJP is using money power to try and bribe MLAs, induce them to cross vote, right? Is that that's what you're saying? Gaurav Bhatia says your MLAs are discontent, they want to leave your party, the BJP is aiding them. Where is
Rajdeep,
the proof
then why has the BJP put their MLAs in Rajasthan in a resort? Are they also amenable to allurements? What is this strange accusation? It can't be one-sided, no? And in the case of Mr. Ahmed Patel, I have spoken to some of these MLAs, Congress MLAs, because I'm in charge of media in Gujarat. There was a risk of some of them getting kidnapped. Using state machinery, they were trying to kidnap Congress MLAs. Forget allurements, forget agencies, active physical kidnapping of MLAs. So Rajdeep, you have no right to ask me.
No, 1 minute. You are accusing the BJP in Gujarat. The Home Minister comes from Gujarat. The Prime Minister comes from Gujarat. You are saying that there were attempts made to kidnap your MLAs?
Absolutely, there was an absolute clear risk of our MLAs getting physically picked up, kidnapped. So you cannot blame us if we put them in a resort safely somewhere. It's for their own safety.
Can I respond?
We can't have our MLAs getting kidnapped for one Rajya Sabha seat. Now tell me, Rajdeep, yesterday, Mr. Subhash Chandra very proudly says, हमने तो 6 MLA ले लिए कांग्रेस के. आज ईडी क्यों नहीं गई उनके घर पे सुबह-सुबह? This is a clear case of somebody boasting कि मैंने तो कर लिया इंतजाम तो कैसे किया होगा बताइए? Horse trading से ही तो किया होगा. जाना चाहिए था ना एजेंसीज को, क्यों नहीं गए एजेंसीज? There is a clear patronage of the Prime Minister.
So these are very serious charges which, cannot be made lightly. But Gaurav Bhatia, you deserve a response to that. You're being accused that you all are using not just agencies, but there was an attempt made to physically kidnap Congress MLAs during Gujarat elections. I can tell you about MLAs telling me that the agencies had knocked on their doors before those Rajya Sabha polls in that state in 2017. The truth is Sam Dam Danda Bhed. Why not accept it? This is not the party of Deen Dayal Upadhyay or Atal Bihari Vajpayee. It's fine. Accept it, Gaurav Bhatia. That's politics. Why don't you tell Pawan Khera that we are today in power and we will use power.
So Rajdeep, first of all, this is the party of Shri Narendra Modi ji, JP Nadda ji, Amit Shah ji. The standards have been raised further. And I think the numbers speak for themselves. The blessings of the people with the BJP election results are a testimony to that. My friend said both of us will be in the Rajya Sabha someday together. Pawan ji, God willing, we want to serve the country, but I am sure there is a possibility कि आपकी तपस्या का प्रसाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी में मिले और एक ही पार्टी से दोनों राज्यसभा जाएं. You never know. But now coming to the points he raised, Pawan bhai needs to answer this. Pawan bhai, I asked you a very simple question. 6 MLAs of the BSP, they defected. The constitution doesn't permit it. Read the 10th schedule. Merger of the original political party is permitted. The BSP still exists. But those have been coined as the Congress MLAs. So you started with this dirty game. Second, Rajasthan, I told you are short by 15 MLAs. Why are you fielding an extra candidate there? In Maharashtra, you were short by 27 votes. Why are you fielding an extra candidate there? And very simple. Rajdeep, look at the confusion. First of all, their MLAs in Haryana are missing 1, 2. AIMIM and Samajwadi Party both have said that Congress and the Mahavasuli Aghadi have not even reached out to them. So, you know, they want to be complacent, their leader wants to be abroad, then they want to blame the Bharatiya Janata Party. I don't think, you know, in today's politics, you can afford to be so complacent. And in the end, Ahmed Patel's election, Rajdeep, let me remind you something. The Election Commission of India very fairly disqualified the MLAs who had revealed their vote. But at that time, Sonia Gandhi said Election Commission is very good. Later, the EVMs and the Election Commission of India became bad. Why this hypocrisy? You know, if the constitutional agency gives a decision in your favor, it's very good. Everything is good. Democracy is surviving. If they give a decision against you, democracy is in danger. This is the double standard of the Congress party.
You know, I will give you Pawan. I will give you Pawan Khera a final word. What effectively Gaurav Bhatia is saying, if you can't get your own house in order, don't blame us. We are the party of power. People are electing us.
No, so फिर इनको कहिए कि resort खोल दें अपना जयपुर वाला हटा दें MLAs को जाने दें. What are they afraid of? Because their house is also not in order. There are 5 groups.
आप रायपुर वाला तो खोलिए.
बीच में नहीं. Please don't. Now, since he continues to misuse the acronym for Mahavikas Aghadi, so their Bharat Jalao party has been doing this for the last 8 years. Karnataka, Meghalaya, Manipur, Goa, Arunachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, wherever they lost elections, they still tried to form governments by selling and buying MLAs. So this is the Shah Shahenshah Jodi. I thought the party didn't belong to just 3 of them. हमारी पार्टी तो मेरी भी है. मैं तो नहीं कहता कि सोनिया जी और राहुल जी की पार्टी है. मेरी पार्टी है. देखिए इनको कितना डर है गौरव भाटिया को. यह पार्टी नरेंद्र मोदी जी की, नड्डा जी की और अमित शाह की है. क्यों साहब, आपकी नहीं है? तो पहले तो भारत जलाओ पार्टी को अपना बताओ कि ये भारत जलाओ पार्टी मेरी है. बोलिए ना, हिम्मत दिखाइए ना. कोई आपको पनिशमेंट नहीं देगा ये बोलने की. हमारी पार्टी ने यह सभ्यता नहीं शुरू की. यह संस्कृति आप लोगों ने. You started this culture.
This is what about
this culture. You started it in Goa. You know how much they spent in Goa.
MLA.
Ask any. You are from Goa. Rajdeep. You know how much they spent in the previous election in Goa. After losing the election, how much did they spend there? You know how much they spent in Karnataka, in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan. They tried their best. Of course, they lost their money. So this is the kind of culture, and now this culture will bite them. आज ये बहुत ऊपर घोड़े पे सवार होकर घूम रहे हैं. यह कल्चर इन्हीं को तबाह करेगा, भारत जलाओ पार्टी को. ये मैं आपको लिख कर दे सकता हूं.
भारत जलाओ party versus Mahavasuli Aghadi. Either way, what has happened is the so-called House of Elders in this country now seems to be tied into the growing influence of money power at elections time. I wish both you, Pawan Khera and Gaurav Bhatia, the very best, that both of you go into the Rajya Sabha. and I look forward to having you there as well. Both of your tapasyas will be fulfilled. For now, for joining me on the show, thank you very much.